Hi, Rich Pickett with Personal Wings. If you're an Eclipse owner like I am, or an Eclipse pilot, you always know one of the issues on the planes are these static ports. So these static ports on the Eclipse are in a great place to catch water when it rains, or even dew. So when they designed the airplane, this was the best place for the static ports. It's also the best place to collect water. So there's been various things done over the years to protect them. So you can put tape over them. There were covers that were originally made and offered by the company. But one day, our son Tigre and I said, hey, let's develop a 3D static port cover. So we did. So it took us about 3 or 4 months to get the design that we really liked. And so then we came up with our Personal Wings Eclipse static port covers. So they're very clever. So we 3D printed them. And one unique thing about them is that they fit the curvature of the fuselage right here. Instead of being flat and trying to force them in or do some weird stuff with the seals, we actually made them so it fits the contour of the airplane. We use nylon screws. The reason we did these instead of stainless or some other metal is that this is an aluminum heated plate here. And our concern was if we used another metal, we could get dissimilar corrosion and they would jam. Nylon's essentially self-lubricating and it works well. So it's real simple to put on. You just place it on the static port. And then all you have to do, they don't have to be really tight. All the screws have to be is just snug enough to make the surface, to contact the surface. And then that's it. And it's done. Voila. Then you reach on the other side, put the other static port on, we'll show you. And I put my static port covers on even in the hangar. Just another way to keep bugs and dirt and crap out of the static ports. Because if it gets in it, anybody who flies the Eclipses knows that that's just one of our problem areas on this plane, one of the little quirky things. So then let's talk about another issue we have, right? These are our pitot and angle attack sensors. They're combined. They're also very expensive. They're around $20,000 a piece. This is the right one. And we've got 2 on the other side. So these get really, really hot. There's ceramic heating elements in here on the ground at about 400 degrees. And then once you lift off, they go to around 900 degrees. So you want to protect those as well. And so we said, hey, let's come up with something that could help them. So what we did is came up with a design. Took, again, a few months to come up with the right materials. That is a very high temperature compound. And then it covers them, keeps them much better protected than those little boots that go on there that they can fall off, they can get moisture in them, etc. So these secure here. And then again, we just come over to the other side. And then we take this one to fit over the standby pitot and angle of attack indicator. And then we put this one down here. So there you go. So now they're not made to be on there when the power is applied to those static ports because they get hotter than heck. But one time I will admit the pitot tubes here were turned on when we were doing some maintenance and we went, holy crap. Got out really quick, took these out, hadn't done anything. So at least it was better than using some of the plastic ones or other materials that might lock on there and really just end up being a big mess on your pitot and AOA. So a cool set of tools, so it's kind of nice. We also have seat release tools that Tigre and I designed. And then one of the other issues you have on the Eclipse is water getting into the pylon. So let's show you as we walk around to the back. So on the engine pylon here, another perfect thing to catch water are these NACA vents here that lead into the vents that you can see right from the forward and goes into what's called our VOR motor. So that's called those the VOR doors inside. And so what happens is there's an actuator in there. And in that actuator, right, that's located inside here, that's used to control our bleed air from the engine into the aircraft or the system, such as pressurization. Well, what happens is water gets in here, then they start to rust, as I found out after I'd bought this airplane. And it's the motor and the replacement's about $4,800. So I said, Jane, who's my wife, who's an amazing person that's done a lot of sewing over the years, built canopy covers, tents, etc. I said, hey, we got to come up with a way to cover these. So she came up with a very clever design. So we have the personal wings pylon covers. So we put the pylon covers on like this, right? Really do them just a few seconds to put them on. As we put them on here, right, then you just bring them to the back. You secure them. And now, there's no way anything can get into those VOR doors. The other thing, the other side benefit of this is right up front, you may have noticed a little plastic lens, and that's for our fire extinguisher system, so this keeps the sun off it, so that lens doesn't get damaged, because again, that'd be really expensive to replace. So this protects it. This material is very special. So we looked at a lot of different materials because I thought, especially folks that live in the Southeast, real humid communities, they may encounter mold and mildew. So this material we selected is very highly water repellent, virtually waterproof, and it's also mildew and mold resistant. So if you have them on air, you have to pack them away later. The chance of getting a mildew or mold, as I've seen so far, is just non-existent. I simply, if they're wet, I take them off, shake them, get the excess water, fold them, and put them in the bag, and you're set for your flight. All right? So if you're interested in purchasing any of these products, whether it's the pylon covers, the static port covers, the pitot covers, or the seat release tool, our website is personalwings.com, has information, and once you get to that site, you can just search Eclipse tools and you'll find it and more information, and then there's contact forms there to reach out to our company, and we'll get them to you as soon as we possibly can. Thanks for watching. Rich Pickett with Personal Wings.